Nahush was an ancient king from the lineage of the Chandravanshis, or the lunar dynasty. He was the son of Ayush, the eldest son of Pururava and Prabha. Nahush had 6 sons. Their names were Yathi, Yayati, Smyathi, Ayathi, Vivyathi, and Krithi. Yathi had no desire to be king. Hence, being the eldest son, when Yathi was asked to succeed Nahush, he declined the sovereignty. Yayati thus became king after Nahush. Yayati had 2 wives. The first was Shukra's daughter, Devyani, and the second was Vrishaparva's daughter, Sarmishtha. Devyani had 2 sons, who were called Yahdu and Turnvasu. Sharmishta's sons were Druhya, Anu, and Puru. Because of a curse imposed on him by Shukra, Yayati became much older and infirm before his time. He called his eldest son, Yadu, to him and said, "Your maternal grandfather has brought this premature decay upon me. By his permission, however, I may transfer it to you for 1,000 years. I am not yet satiate with worldly enjoyments and wish to partake of them through the means of your youth. Do not refuse compliance with my request." Yadu refused, and Yayati cursed him that no son worthy of being a king would ever be born in the line of Yadu. Yayati then asked successively to Druhyu, Turvasu, and Anu, and demanded of them their juvenile vigor. They all refused, and were given the same curse by their father. Lastly, he made the same request of Sarmishta's youngest son, Puru, who bowed to his father, and readily consented to give him his youth, and receive in exchange Yayati's infirmities, saying that his father had conferred upon him a great favor. The king Yayati, being thus endowed with renovated youth, immersed himself in material pursuits. He conducted the affairs of state for the good of his people, enjoying such pleasures as were suited to his age and strength, and were not incompatible with virtue. He also formed a connection with the celestial nymph, or Apsara, Viswachi, and was wholly attached to her, and conceived no end to his desires. After having spent 1,000 years in enjoying life, he got tired of it all. Yayati reflected on himself and decided to attain the spiritual truth. Having made this determination, Yayati got back his old age from Puru and returned Puru's youth to him. Yayati made Puru the king and went off to do tapasya in the forest. Turvasu, Druhya, and Anu merely received very small kingdoms that surrounded Puru's kingdom. In Yadu's line was born Arjun. This Arjun prayed to Dattatreya and obtained several boons from him. The first boon was that Arjun would have 1,000 arms. The second was that he would fight Adharma and serve the cause of Dharma, fight the evil and serve the good. The third was that enemies would not be able to defeat him. And the fourth and final boon was that Arjun would be killed by someone who would be famous throughout the world. This Arjun came to be known as Kartaviryarjuna. He performed 10,000 yagyas and ruled for 85,000 years. The name of his capital was Mahishmati. Once Ravana invaded this city and was defeated and imprisoned by Arjun. Eventually, Arjun was killed by Parashurama. All who were descended from Yadu were known as Yadavas. Lord Krishna was a descendant of this clan of Yadavas.